Hey guys, welcome into the webinar today. Super excited for today's webinar. We're going to be talking about some stuff that is really fun to me and really impactful on restaurants. And we actually use the same technique at our company too. So um, today we're going to be talking about how to build databases specifically on Instagram DM. So building a database on Instagram DM is somewhat of a new thing. You couldn't always do this, but it's relatively a new thing that you can do through ManyChat and through Instagram and Meta. Now, I'm going to start by saying that this is in beta, so this is not something that every restaurant can do right away. You actually have to apply to go through and get like a beta test. But soon, and when I say soon, I don't know if that's going to be a couple weeks or a couple months. But Facebook and Meta is going to be, as they say, as our insider sources tell us, they're going to be releasing Instagram DM database building as a option for every business. So just like doing email marketing, just like doing text marketing, right now you can build lists on Facebook Messenger. You can even do some stuff on WhatsApp, but you'll be able to build databases on Instagram DM. And imagine how powerful that can be, right? People are on Instagram all day, every day, and text, email, Facebook Messenger, those are really good channels. But sometimes Instagram DM can, depending on where you are, can even be the best. People spend all day on Instagram. And so if you can send mass personalized messages on Instagram DM, not annoying people, but just keeping them up to date, entertaining them, building relationships with them, building a database on Instagram DM can be a very valuable asset that your business owns. And so on this webinar, I'm going to show you how to set that up from A to Z, step by step, what buttons to push, everything. So really excited to chat with you all today. How's that sound, everybody? Sound good? Hey, Raul, got a bunch of people on today. Andrea, Endri, Hassan, Javier, Radislav, Petterjohn, Raul, Shauna, Simba, Tan. How you guys doing? Go in the chat box and give me a quick thumbs up if you're doing well. Give me an okay if you're doing okay. Give me a thumbs down if you're doing horrible. Hope I get a lot of thumbs up here. How you doing, guys? Thanks for joining me today. Let's see. Okay. Raul says doing well. Peter says doing well. Simba's doing well. Awesome, guys. Cool. So again, today, for anybody who's just joining, today we're going to be talking about Instagram DM and how to build databases on Instagram DM. How to basically, this is way better than followers, right? A lot of business owners make the mistake of just focusing on followers, trying to build a following on social media, but that doesn't really ring the cash register these days, right? Building social media following doesn't ring the cash register. You'll probably notice when you post something, you got 5,000 followers, but only like 100 people see your post. It's like nobody. It's like, gosh, you feel like you're on mute, right? You feel like people just don't hear you. You can't get the word out. There's a reason for that. Facebook and Instagram, Meta, they all have these algorithms that limit your organic reach. So they want you to spend money on ads. So you can spend money on ads. We've talked about that a lot, but also building databases even better than followers because you can shoot them a message directly. Kind of like having 10,000 friends and you can send them all updates. You can send them a group invite to your party, right? Except this is all individual one-to-one messaging on behalf of your restaurant. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just dive right into it. We're going to get to all the meat and potatoes with it, all the nuts and bolts with it real fast here. I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in for you guys. Let's go ahead and at the end of this call, Shauna, I have not forgot about you. Shauna's got a few questions that we're going to bring up to the group, and I'm excited for that as well. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Yeah, Shauna, you're very welcome. All right, guys, you can see my screen. I'm going to scroll down here to our Wheel of Fortune that we're going to be visiting all the time. And the portion that we're going to be covering today is in this portion right here, the trackable ads, but really most importantly, it's going to be this section right here, database growth. Okay. And I actually should add a Instagram image here, Instagram icon, because that's what we're going to be talking about. It's new. So pretty exciting stuff here. So the first thing you're going to want is, of course, your ManyChat account. Okay. In ManyChat, you can see that we've got 29,000 restaurant owner subscribers. But in ManyChat, you want to go down to the settings channel over here and click on Instagram. Okay. You want to just make sure that your Instagram account is connected. It might not be. So you just want to go through and connect it. Okay. Pretty easy, pretty simple stuff here. All right. So once your Instagram account is connected, what I'm going to show you is how to set up your opt-ins and then some ways to start collecting more opt-ins. Keep in mind, this is not available to everybody yet. We were able to get access to it because we have over 10,000 followers on Instagram. But this may be available to some of you. It may be available to all of you, maybe available to none of you. You just have to check on your ManyChat account to see if your account is has access to the beta. Basically, it's up to Meta, to decide that. They kind of do it based on algorithms and whatnot. But if you have questions, if you have access to it, definitely go down here into the ManyChat support. ManyChat support is really great. They will usually chat with you if it's during working hours. They'll chat with you within just a few moments. So they're really quick, and I'd highly recommend taking a look at ManyChat for your database building and getting support on that. So if you have questions on that, click this. Of course, I'm here to help you with that too. But again, don't worry if you don't have access to this right now, because it's still in beta, but it should be released pretty soon. Once I get more news on that, I will let you guys know. So this is where you want to make sure that your Instagram channel is connected. Right now, you probably have Facebook Messenger connected. Now, keep in mind, everything I'm going to show you today, all this stuff is applicable on Facebook Messenger too. So if you want to set up all these things I'm telling you right now on Facebook Messenger, I would also recommend doing that. But so just know that if you don't have access to Instagram right now, all good, that's okay. You can do the same stuff here on Facebook Messenger, and that's super powerful. So anyway, let me just dive right into it, okay? Inside of ManyChat here, you're going to want to go to your automations. This page is actually giving me an issue before, so let me just go ahead and refresh that. I was just able to click this button really fast before it airs out. So let me see if I can do that again. Yep, there we go. Cool. So I was able to click that. You're just going to want to start and press on that to create a new flow. Okay. So on your step here, and Javier, this might be really good for you. Vivian, this might be really good for you as well. I know you're pretty tech savvy. You're in here. Your first step you've chosen in the past was probably Messenger. In this step, you're going to want to choose Instagram. So your first step, you're going to want to choose Instagram here. Okay. And I'm just going to build a really simple like opt-in thing. You guys can, collect emails, collect phone numbers and stuff. I'm just going to make this simple for this example. Okay. So the first message that I'm going to say, let's just say, for example, we want to incentivize people to opt into your messaging list by giving them a complimentary dessert. So I might say this first message, I'm going to say, click below. Actually, let's address people by their first name. Hey, first name, please click below to get your complimentary dessert. Oh, okay. And the button, we should say get complimentary dessert. It's too much text. We can just say free dessert, right? That's fine for this example. Okay. So in this example here, that's going to be the first message that people get. Again, this is going to be on Instagram DM. So it's super cool. The same stuff that we've taught on Facebook Messenger, we can do the same automations on Instagram as well. So same thing, just different channel. So this is going to be the trigger, right? The trigger is a few, this is a little bit different than Facebook Messenger. The trigger to trigger this automation and get people's to interact with your Instagram bot. This trigger is going to be something that you'll want to change. So I would recommend having people, and I would recommend using a keyword. Okay, so a keyword, as you can see, you can have a lot of different triggers here. If someone comments on your post or reel, if someone replies to your story, if they click a link, I would recommend using this right here, Instagram DM keyword. Okay, so they send, this is basically if they send your Instagram page a keyword. So let's just say, for example, you can make this message like contains, this filter here. I would always do contains, just if people, maybe they misspell a word, or they do capital or whatever, just do contains. So the keyword, let's just say, is dessert. Okay, and I'm going to hit create. All right. So right here, if anybody messages my page and they say dessert, then this is automatically going to trigger to them on their phone. Okay, so a lot of different cool things you could do here. I'm just going to start with that. Okay, so this could be, maybe you have an ad that's running and you say, hey, click here to send our Instagram page the word dessert, and we'll send you a free appetite. We'll send you a free dessert, right? Something like that. You can also, this is really cool too, you can also make a QR code that, I'll show you what that looks like actually, but super awesome. You can make a QR code that goes to your Instagram page. So when people scan the QR code, boom, it goes directly to your Instagram page, and then people know to message you the word dessert, right? You could even put, check this out, this is pretty cool too. You could even put right here, you could even put right here in your description, you could put right here, you could say, message us the word dessert for a free dessert, right? Something like that, because a lot of people are probably looking at your page every month. You could then set that up so they message you there. So anyway, guys, I'm going to touch base on the QR code thing in a moment here. How you can get people to sign up for that. But this is what I'd recommend doing. Set this up with a direct message keyword first. Okay. Now in here with Messenger, you can actually create a QR code, but you can't do that on the Instagram thing here. So I would recommend just making a QR code. There's a lot of different QR code softwares out there. You can even make them with Apple now. It's like you can make QR codes out of anything. But let's just say, for example, you have a QR code software. There's a lot of free ones out there. All you want to do with this one is just copy the URL of your Instagram page. So copy the URL of your Instagram page. And then I'm just going to name this Skytail free dessert IG test. Okay, and the URL I'm just going to put right here. All right, I'm going to hit create. Dessert. No, that's not what I want. Skytail dessert. There it is. Okay, so now if you guys want to, if you're on my screen right now, you can just scan this QR code, and it'll bring you right to our Instagram page. So if you want to test it out, boom, go ahead and scan it right now, and you'll see what that looks like. Now, keep in mind, I have not set this automation live yet, so that's not going to work quite yet. But that's how I would recommend setting this up. So you can then have a, I'm just trying to find this email here. You can have a graphic, right? You can have a graphic that says something like, scan here and message our Instagram page the word dessert. So something like that. Here's what I'd recommend. Make a graphic, something like this. This is going to be a really horrible graphic, but I'm just going to do this for you as an example. Just give me a second and I'll write this out to you. This is what I'd recommend having as your QR code inside of your restaurant. Again, there's a lot of ways you could do this, but just as an example, let's just say this is your QR code. Maybe you have this in the napkin holders. Maybe you have this at the point of sale. Maybe you have this right on a poster somewhere in your restaurant. Okay. So what you want to then do is you want to say, maybe the QR code is right here. Well, I guess I could just go like this, huh? Hold on a second. Let me make this nice and fancy. Give me a moment. Just going to copy this screenshot here. That's not what I wanted. And neither is this. Okay. So here, this is my just fancy QR code graphic. So, maybe you have your QR code graphic like this, and then you will say something like right here. Might say scan here to get a free dessert. Okay. Something like this. I know I'm a great artist, so don't make fun of me. Scan here to get a free dessert. Okay. And then you'll want to say on this piece of paper here, or whatever this is on, you'll say send us an Instagram direct message dessert. Okay, something along these lines, right? You could word this maybe a little bit differently, but something like that. That way, when people scan this, it goes right to your Instagram page, and they know to message you the word dessert, and that's how it triggers that workflow. Here's actually an example of one of them that we do for one of our restaurant clients in Houston. This is actually a landing page that we built for them, but pretty similar. They can choose to receive the promo on Instagram or on Facebook. And so they just click this, it goes to the Instagram page, and then people will just message the page like this. I'll even show you what this looks like. So their keyword is set up as promo. And then we're going to message the word promo. And then it says right here, thanks, Luke, you'll receive your special offer in 24 hours. This is a in-store QR code, so we don't want to give people that free dessert on that first visit. We want to give them that that offer on their next visit, right? So that's why it's a 24-hour delay, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I've shown you here. This is how I would recommend building your QR code. Scan here to get a free dessert. You might even want to say like, on your next visit, right? Something like this. Right, something along these lines. You get the gist of it right here. Okay, so I'd recommend doing something like that. And then when they scan, they send that direct message with the keyword. It'll then tell them to press that button. They'll press this button. And then here is where I'd recommend you can, ask for their email address, ask for their phone number, so you can get that opt-in as well. But before we deliver them the offer, we want to make sure that they subscribe to our Instagram list. So you can actually make an Instagram list. You can see here in ManyChat, the settings. Again, this may look different for you for the time being because this is still in beta, but once it's released, go crazy with this thing. Click on Instagram, and you may need to click on Instagram DM list, where you can get people to subscribe to lists. And then you can actually manage your list here. But inside of ManyChat, you can say something like this. I would say, actually, you know what? I would actually, I think I would send this message first. Let me just back up here a moment. This might be the list we want to get them to opt into first. So this is my marketing tips. And just give me a second because my team usually sets this up. Yeah, so I'm not going to actually do this one because this is a live thing, but you can create a new list. Let me show you this as an example. Test free dessert. And then a subscription request that says, please provide context with a description of the request. Be specific as possible. So, and then I would say, you could say like subscribe to receive special offers. Perfect, right? I'll say click below to subscribe and get special offers. Let's point down like this. Perfect. Perfect. Then you hit create. Must include characters only. So I need to delete this emoji. There we go. So that would be the first thing I would send them. Actually, forget about this. And then that way you can put that text here as well. So I would say right here, we want to address them. Hey, first name. Please click below to get your free dessert. Because you can put more text in these types of boxes. So this is what it's going to look like. Hey, first name, please click below to get your free dessert. Perfect. And then once they click this, get messages, that's going to subscribe them to your Instagram DM list, meaning you can send them promotional messages moving forward, which is super cool. Now, what we want to do here, let's say you have this QR code inside your store. So you don't want to give people that dessert right now. We want to give them that dessert on the next visit, right? So build in here a delay. So you want to go here, click on smart delay, and you want to do this for 23 hours. The reason why you want to do it for 23 hours is if it's over 24 hours, this message will not send to them. Okay. So just make sure you do it for 23 hours. All right. And then you can deliver them that message. But before we do, let me just back up here. I'm just doing this on the fly, guys. So just going to back up here a second. We're going to first send them a message that says, thanks. You'll receive your free dessert offer here in 24 hours. Something like that, okay? So it's telling them you're going to receive your dessert offer here in 24 hours. And then you want to click this step right here. This is an automatically continue step that brings them to this delay, okay? And then 23 hours later, here is when you want to send them the Instagram message again. Here's your free dessert offer. And I'm going to go ahead and just type in a dessert image here on Google, just so that I can, these look pretty good. This is like some Oreo cake pops or something. I'm a fan of Oreos, so let's do this one. All right, documents, let's save this. All right, we're going to go ahead and make an image right here. So we're going to upload this image, these cookie balls or whatever they are. So let's put this right here. Here's your free dessert. And then you can say, when visiting our restaurant, just show this to our staff. Okay. And then that's how you can get these people to come in and show it to the staff. You guys can have different redemption processes. I'm just going to make one really simple for you right here, right now. So when people click redeem, it's going to show them a message on Instagram saying like, wait, with a warning sign, wait, are you with our staff? This button can only be clicked once. And then we might say like, yes, I'm with staff. All right. And then they'll click this, yes, I'm with staff. And then we're going to actually add a tag here, add tag. And then I might say like Instagram free dessert redeemer, right? So that way we can know that this person went through that process and is with the staff and they cannot redeem that again. So then we might say here in Instagram, we might say, thanks. Something like this, right? You can customize that. And then we'll back up here in a moment, actually, and we're going to go here. And before we send them this, we're going to go ahead and do a condition. I know I'm going kind of fast with you guys here, but this is going to prevent people from using it twice. So right here, you're going to want to make a condition. And then we're going to make the condition a tag. Tag is Instagram free dessert redeemer. So what this is going to do is if they've already redeemed this offer, right? We're going to say, yes, they've already redeemed that. We're going to say, oops, who already redeemed this offer? Okay. And then if they didn't redeem the offer, then that's where it's going to go to that message right there. And you can then see how that works there. So that's just basically ensuring that this is only a one-time use. Okay. So guys, that's how you set it up. It's pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and actually set this live. I'm going to preview it. And this is what it's going to look like when people do this. So it's going to say, hey, first name, please click below to get your free dessert, get messages. I'm going to pretend that this person does not have that tag already. And then it's going to say, thanks, you'll receive your offer here in 24 hours. Boom, here's going to be the free dessert and then the redemption process. Okay, pretty simple stuff. Now, if you guys want to test this out yourself, if you want to see what it looks like on my page, I already have some automation set up on the page, so I think it should work fine. But if you want to try it, go ahead and actually scan this QR code right now. You guys can take a look at, pull out your phone. You can scan this on my screen right now. That should then bring you to our Instagram page. And then you can message us the word dessert. Message us the keyword dessert. And then see if that works. See if I set it up correctly. But guys, feel free to do that right now if you want to test it out. Again, I do have some automations already set up on the page, so I haven't even tested this yet, but it should work just fine. Okay, so that's a recap of how to set this stuff up, guys. Again, the first thing I would recommend doing, just to give you a recap on this, make sure that you can get access to this beta. So go ahead and look inside of ManyChat to see what happens when you click on that settings Instagram page here. See if you have access to this. If you don't, go ahead and ask live support. If you can get access, they might be able to grant you access. And then from there, then make a QR code. You could even have your staff push this, right? You could even there's so many different ways you could do this, but people just need to send your Instagram page that keyword. They need to send that Instagram page the word dessert. So your staff could even say, hey, if you guys are wanting to subscribe to our list, you can get a free dessert on your next visit. Just go to our Instagram page and message us the word dessert. Something super simple like that, right? Daniel, ManyChat is a free platform, I believe up to a couple hundred contacts, but otherwise ManyChat, you have to pay for ManyChat. It's pretty cheap. I mean, it's really powerful. I think it starts at about $15 a month, so it's pretty cheap. Guys, at this point, this is everything I wanted to cover with you. I wanted to show you how to set up Instagram DM with a direct message keyword. Super powerful. Go ahead and take a look at it, check it out. Again, if you don't have access to this, that's okay. You can do the same stuff here I showed you on Facebook Messenger as well. And if you don't have access to Instagram DM automations yet, you most likely will soon. So don't worry about it. At this point in time, I wanted to open it up for some questions. Guys, go ahead and put your questions in the chat box below. Or if you want, I can unmute you. You can talk. So just let me know if you want to talk. You can actually raise your hand here in Zoom, and I can unmute you. There's a little raise hand icon if you want to do that. I'll take a few questions here, and then I know that Shauna has a situation that she would like some feedback on. So I'll let there be a few questions, then Shauna will answer your question. A couple questions coming in here. Daniel is asking, will there be replay on the doc? Yes, this everything that every webinar we do will be on this document. It's just a simple Google Doc, and I have all the recordings right here on these links. So this recording will be right there. Yep, great question, Daniel. That'll be there in a few hours after this recording has time to process. Let's see, Rosa is asking, do you recommend any ManyChat course on the internet? Yeah, Rosa, so what we're talking about today is a very advanced, like big, this is like, it's pretty advanced, but I try to make it easy for people. This is really all about restaurants and how to use it for restaurants. There are a lot of ManyChat courses you can probably just find on YouTube that'll give you like the basic training. But ManyChat also has trainings themselves. So ManyChat puts out a lot of training. You can find it all over the web, 100%. Daniel, this document with all the recordings, yes, that should be in your email. Once you sign up to the webinars, you should have got an automated email with the link to the recordings. If you didn't, it might be in your junk folder because it's an automated message that sends to you. But you can always go ahead and take a look in the chat box right here. I just put a link to that as well. Yeah, super good questions. Let's see. Shauna, I got one more question here. Hold on. Simba, yep, just answered that too, Simba. Simba, go ahead and take a look at the document here. I just put the link in chat. Shauna's got a situation that she would like to ask. Shauna, I'm going to, if it's okay with you, Shauna, I'm going to allow you to talk. Shauna, you are currently live. You're on mute. But Shauna, if you want to unmute yourself, you can actually ask the question that you'd ask me, and we can see if I can answer, or maybe the group has some feedback.
Okay, perfect. Can you hear me?
Sure can.
Thank you, Luke, and thank you for that lesson there. That was very technical, trying to keep up with that. My question is in regards to when you're opening a new restaurant, kind of the timing on getting a web page and starting social media, your initial press kind of release, in regards to the timing on that when you've got a construction project going on. We all know that construction, best laid plans, but there's always going to be some drag in there. And one of the things we don't want to do is get out there too early, get people jazzed up, and then have a delay and look like we're not open, or we're delayed on our opening, and kind of have a negative spin on things. But also at the same time, we want to get out there early enough that we start kind of creating awareness for the neighborhood that, hey, this is who we are, especially as you start seeing physical construction happening on the site, that they'll kind of know what's coming. So I didn't know if there was just a general rule of thumb, or I know it's kind of on a case by case, but if there was any kind of go by on when you all try to get kind of your PR and marketing materials up and ready when you're getting ready to open a restaurant.
Awesome, Shauna, that's a great question. So just to summarize that for everybody, Shauna is asking, she is in the process of opening a restaurant. Her main question is around timing, like when to build the web page, when to start getting active on social media, when to do the PR release, stuff like that. So I want to ask everybody on this webinar, because you're all restaurant owners, can you give some advice or some feedback for Shauna? You guys can either raise your hand, I can unmute you and you can talk, or just put your answer down there in the chat box and I can read it back. But let us know what your experience has been when opening your restaurant. Let us know what your experience has been on timing. When did you start the social media accounts? When did you start your website? What did that look like for you? And any just tips in general around, the opening process. So if anybody can go in the chat box and just let us know what your experience has been like, that'd be really cool. Shauna, as people are answering this question, a couple things that I would say, or just maybe a couple clarification questions is, when are you opening? Do you have a certain date?
Yeah, so we're looking at early next year, and where we're at right now is we're in the middle of getting our permits with the city. So we've got our design, our plans basically going through the review process, and then we'll get our construction bids back, and then we'll start construction. So we're doing some demo work in there right now, but we have not started. It's a 100-year-old house that we're converting, and so it'll be a lot. I mean, it'll be it's not just a built retail center that we're going in and putting build out. It's an existing building. So anyway, just not real. That's why I'm kind of asking the question. I guess I want to be proactive, and I can always get everything ready and not put it live yet. So I want to be proactive, but also don't want to get the word out there about it too soon. And then, like I said, things kind of slow down for whatever reason.
Totally makes sense. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I've got a couple answers coming in here. Andrea said 3 to 4 months before opening is when you should start doing this effort. Okay. So 3 to 4 months. I think that seems like a reasonable thing to do. What I would do, I think there's 2 ways of thinking about this. It's like, you can set some stuff up now today that doesn't take much effort, right? Like I would say definitely get a website ASAP. Get a website now. Even if you end up opening in a year from today, having a website is pretty cheap, and you might just get some people to see the website and be like, oh, it's a cool new restaurant coming to town. You could have the like on their opening date, tentative 2024, something like that. Because setting up a website would be quick, easy, cheap. Mm-hmm. And so you don't have to put a lot of effort or money into that. I would say do the website ASAP. Same with social media pages, like create your socials if you haven't already, because you don't need to do a ton of effort there either. Just create them and then you have them. In terms of any paid media or any paid advertising, press releases, stuff like that, that's where I would wait until you actually have a set opening date and you have that 3 to 4 month period before. So there's 2 ways of thinking about it. I'd say if it doesn't require money or effort, or little money or effort, set them up now. Website, social media pages. Do you have your social set up or your website set up or no?
No, not yet. But I also do festivals. So I've got an easy way to get it set up quickly. So that would be an easy thing to do.
Nice. Yeah, just put on the website coming 2024, tentative, something like that. Mm-hmm. And then here's a cool thing that I would actually say that's related to our conversation today. Once you actually break ground at the restaurant site, a lot of restaurants will have I live in Denver, and so a lot of restaurants are popping up every day, and a lot of times on their construction, they'll have the logo of the restaurant and this new brunch restaurant is coming soon. What I would make sure to put on that construction banner, or whatever you want to call it, is a QR code. Because people are going to walk past this place. If you're in a foot traffic area, they might walk past this place. Oh, there's a cool restaurant here. And then, 2 minutes later, they forget about it. And so you put a QR code somewhere at the front of the restaurant, on that construction banner, whatever, that says new restaurant opening. You have that QR code that says scan here for a free dessert, a welcome gift or something like that. And then you can set up what I showed today. Then when you actually do open, you can send everybody a message saying hey, we're open. Come on in, claim your complimentary dessert on the house. Something like that, I think would be a cool way to build awareness, but also start building up your lead list even before you open. That way, when you open, you hit the ground running, you've already got a few hundred, if not a few thousand people who've like signed up to hear from you. So I think that'd be a really good
Okay.
use case. The same stuff we went over today.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, of course. Does that help? Does that answer your questions?
Yeah, no, that was good. That
Okay.
was great feedback. I appreciate it.
Okay. Yeah, you're very welcome. If anybody else has any more feedback for Shauna, feel free to put in the chat and I can relay the message. Alrighty, guys. That's it. Again, guys, if you need to access this document, there's a bunch more webinars in here that we went through in the past, and we'll go through those again in the future. But this would be something that I would highly recommend looking at. Building an Instagram DM list. A lot of money to be made if we can build a channel on Instagram DM. So take a look into that. The recording here will be here in just a couple hours, if not less than that, once this Zoom processes the recording. So the link is in the chat box if you guys need that. I will also send you guys this link via email after the call as well, just so you have that. I've had some people tell me they don't know where to find it, so I'll resend that to you guys. Besides that, thank you for being here today. Definitely appreciate your time. You spent about 42 minutes with me, so thank you for being here. Guys, if you have questions, shoot me a message in the meantime. Otherwise, we'll talk to you next week. All right, guys. Bye. Cheers.